Hello my good friends, happy Saturday. Yet more bonus content coming your way as we close out the trilogy on the heavyweight champ saga with Sega. Last week we did George Foreman's KO boxing. Way back in season 1 we did James Buster Douglas knockout boxing. And as I was doing the George Foreman one, after I did it I thought to myself, there's a few bits and pieces I didn't really talk about in that video. So I thought it'd be cool to kind of round the whole thing out really. Because it's a series of games that's kind of quite cool and kind of I love the way that it just kind of it encapsulates that time perfectly really. So obviously Nintendo were kind of really outdoing Sega, especially in America, and there was all those campaigns where they're going back and forth at each other. So when Nintendo signed Mike Tyson, and you had Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, it was such a big deal for them. And so when Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas, like Sega did the logical thing and signed Buster Douglas. And then they were like, right, well, we have to get some games out, like, pretty quickly. So what they did was, like, they designed this game, and there was a game that they already had. So how it worked was, Sega's history with boxing games, they had a game called Heavyweight Champ, an arcade game that came out in the 70s. And it was like black and white, as you might imagine, and it's really niche if you look it up. And they remade it in 87, but the cabinet arcade they remade in 87 didn't have joysticks. It had two kind of paddles that you held, and you kind of rotated around to do punches. It's a lot of fun if you look it up. Like, it's the videos of people playing Heavyweight Champ are really kind of cool. But after Sega had signed Buster Douglas, just after he beat Tyson, like I say, there was this rush of like, oh, how are we gonna do this? So on the new kind of Mega Drive system, there was already a game, that an arcade boxing game that existed by Taito called Final Blow. So all Sega did was acquire the license to that, get their team to reprogram Buster Douglas into it, and make it kind of suitable for the Mega Drive. So that came out in 1990. But what happened then was they needed one for the Master System, because they were still trying to push that as much as the fact is the Mega Drive was still the system. They'd probably sold more Master Systems at that point. So what they did was design the game that you see in front of you, but obviously this is the EU remake, and it was called Buster Douglas Boxing. If you look at episode 19, I want to say, One Credit Classics, we did Buster Douglas Boxing, and it's such a cool title. In 1991, when they came, because back then, like, games were released with big schedule kind of gaps in the different territories because of distribution and all kinds of stuff. Because these gaming companies didn't have the distribution that they did now, in terms of it wasn't as easy as making stuff directly downloadable or pre-internet. Do you know what I mean? So it was so hard to try and organize stuff. So there was often years between games coming out, like especially on the NES and the 8-bit era as well. Like if you look at like Castlevania, for example, the example I always give is Castlevania 3 came out like 2 years after it had already been out, and it came out actually after Castlevania 4 actually came out in Japan. So the scheduling things were kind of crazy. So by the time they got around to releasing this game in the EU and the rest of the world, Buster Douglas had lost, and he'd not only lost, he'd retired. So he'd lost to Evander Holyfield and then retired. So they redesigned this game in terms of literally just changed the name of the main protagonist, and then this came out in 91, and then next year they sold this license to Acclaim, and Acclaim redesigned it again and did George Foreman's Boxing, which came out in 92 obviously, and that's the one we did last week. Now there's no difference cosmetically between Buster Douglas and Heavyweight Champ, which is what we're going to do, other than the name of the lead character. Whereas with George Foreman's, there are a few differences. George Foreman's Boxing actually plays a bit better. Like, it's a little less kind of clunky, I suppose. The movement's a bit better. Like, the punches, kind of, there's better reactions to the punches and stuff. But it's kind of shorter. So in George Foreman's Boxing, you've only got 4 people to fight against. You've got F. Nelson, who you saw last week, G. Steele, G. Brown, and T. Lewis. And you get the same number of stats, but you get more points for the various victories because you haven't got as many to build your stack up. So you get 4 for a KO, 3 for a TKO, and 2 for a decision. Whereas with Buster Douglas Boxing, Heavyweight Champ, you fight 5 people. So you fight B. Santana, T. White, you can see now, M. Williams, R. Bernard, and K. Gibson. And you get 3 for a KO, 2 for a TKO, and 1 for a decision. In Buster Douglas Boxing and Heavyweight Champ, you also got a cornerman you haven't got in George Foreman's. In George Foreman's, when a fight starts, it doesn't say anything, and in between rounds, you don't see anything. You just get that image of George eating a hamburger, bless him, because they were still playing it like they were still playing. It was pre-Foreman grill, you know what I mean? So he still had that thing of being like just a fat bloke who hit really hard. Bless him. Despite being obviously one of the greatest heavyweights who ever lived. Obviously, disclaimer, I'm not calling George Foreman a fat bloke who could hit hard. Like, you only gotta look at the geezer's record. It's like the oldest heavyweight champ of all time. He I was reading about it a couple of days ago. Like, he took like 10 years off, didn't he? And then he came back, and his second stretch at 37 to 47, he boxed longer than he boxed first time professionally. Unbelievable. Anyhow, so you get a cornerman between rounds, and you get a cornerman before fights in Buster Douglas heavyweight champ, and you don't obviously in Foreman's. So like I say, it's just one of those cool things that kind of Sega does, and it's one of these things that I like about these games. They're just cool, aren't they? Like, it's nice to do a bit of bonus content, and for me, like, being probably borderline a bit OCD as I am, although I had to go at somebody for saying you can't be a disorder that sounds obsessive. Maybe I'm just like, I've got some kind of horrible completist nature about my personality. I like the idea of doing all three. So we'll have done Buster Douglas, we'll have done heavyweight champ, and we'll have done Foreman boxing, which we did last week. And besides, anyhow, like, this game's such fun to play. Like, I don't need an excuse to get at it. Look at what's it, Steve Davis there, busting up bench press Barry. I'm gonna absolutely smash him, by the way. Anyhow, details. So those are the key differences, really. It's cool to think that you had those kind of regional variations then. Like, you don't kind of see that now. And like, it's another era, I think, or another reason why that era was so kind of beloved for the people in it. Like, the import scene, and any of you good people who played import games, who were big into imports, will know how cool it was getting a game before it came out over here, even if you couldn't really read what was happening. Do you know what I mean? If it was like a spaceship shoot 'em up or something, it didn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? It didn't really matter if you had Japanese Thunder Force 4 or something. If you had Japanese, like, Sword of Vermilion, then you were, or Secret of Mana, then you're probably pretty frigged. But yeah, a Japanese version of a boxing game or a shoot 'em up or something, you're always gonna figure it out, aren't you? But that being said, with the right amount of time back then, I reckon I probably could have figured out anything games-wise, because I really did launch an obsessive amount of time into. Yeah, it's good to see that's changed. Anyhow, details. We're gonna have a crack at this then, aren't we? So, let me get started. Get my trusty cup of tea. Oh, move that out of the way. Beautiful. Right, so, heavyweight champ. Sega, 1991. Makes no difference, incidentally, that I found out the other day. So, match 1 against B. Santana, as you can see. Some sterling advice there. And there's me, Stevie the Stinger Davis. Apparently, that's his nickname. Amazing. Stuck with me there. I can't find a shot of the manual anyway, so I can't get what the... God almighty, bird's going ham upstairs. Maybe he knows this guy's pretty tough. Right, so, since watching a few, and there are a few like it, I really did surprise myself after we did Buster Douglas, and I got back into this series, how many like long plays are out there. I watched a guy do a speed clear on the George Foreman's one the other day, and just the tactic is the one of just stun locking people in a corner pretty much, which is what we're doing here, jabbing him in an absolute coma. But what I did use as well is I did use a super punch. So like on this version, on the Foreman version, the body shot's your best shot, but on this, it's more about the jab because you can get it in quicker. But what you find is especially with your left body shot, is you've got a bit more range. So you can use the left body shot as well, like that. He's done well to get up there. But as you can see, like, you're pretty... I don't know whether they're using it. No, I'm going to try and just take him down. Another strat that I've seen a few people use to try and maximize how good you can get your guy is not winning by TKO, in terms of if you get somebody to two knockdowns. See that? Look at that. Reaping bit of body work. Nice. Get him as he comes in. There, like that. Punishing. Oh. Caught me there. I can drop him here. Oh, that's got to be a 10. 10-8, isn't it? Surely. 10-7, though. Stiff. So I get a bit of advice here. Obviously, I don't get it. If you see an opening, go for it. Amazing. It's all generic, but it just kind of adds to it a bit, doesn't it, really? As funny as it is seeing George eat a hamburger in between rounds. You only got to imagine that you'd go straight for his body at that point, but anyhow, it's detail. So yeah, the tactic, the strat I've seen from most people is uncork a big super punch. As if it still builds up. Well, let's try and get out of the way of this. Come on then. Oh, bollocks. Oh, it's going to counteract mine, really. Might as well use another one. Oh, jeez, it's poor. Right. I'll try and back him up with the old trusty Steve Davis jab. I mean... Hey up. Oh, crap. That's pretty terrible. I mean, he's going down soon. 2 more jabs, maybe. 1 more jab. There you go. Beautiful. Yeah, the strat I was on about to get you guys a bit better is if you get somebody with 2 knockdowns, then just let him get to the end of the round and then try and see if you can KO him. Because, I mean, he's not going to get... Yeah, he's going to go down. I might try and drop him to the body, I think. Call him Bit, whatever your name is. Barry. Oh! Dipped him. Savage. I'd be impressed if he what's it's here. Yeah, he's done well there. Now, here's the thing, right? Do you know what? I'll have a go at this. Let's see if we can let him survive. We've got 50-odd seconds to survive. If I hit him once, the fight's over, and we're done. Right. So I've got to kind of toy with him a little bit. Just stay outside of range. And I've got to try and last without getting it. But the problem is, the best form of defense on this is good offense. So, like, the best way to not get hit is to just crack someone. It's so hard to... Oh, God. Oh, I'm backed up against the ropes here. I'm trying to dodge a bit. Come on. Look at that! Head movement. That was so legit, wasn't it? Right. Absolute clinic. Nice combinations. Keep it up. Cheers. So let's see. If I don't get... I'll see how it goes. I was going to say, I do want to try and KO him. See if I can get him down in the 3rd. He's taking a proper pasting though, hasn't he? Let's find the range of the jab a little bit first. Oh. Right. Oh, straight. Oh, try and get him a cheeky uppercut. Dropped. Right, that's the first knockdown. He's going to do well to get up from this. He probably will, though, but... Get up on about 8, will he? Yep. Of course he will. I don't know how. I mean, I'm just going to dip him once and he's going to go. Let's see. Let's try and just crack him with something. Oh! Straight right. Shut up. What are we on here? I don't get how he's got up that quickly from that. It's going to be practically impossible for me to see out 145 without accidentally knocking him out. I'm going to try, though. The problem is, he could do me here. Let's find out if 1 jab's going to KO him. Because I need to get him back. No, 1 jab is... Oh, yep. Sorry, I can't take this risk. Oh, God. Oh! Did him. Never mind. I didn't really have a choice there, to be honest with you. It's so hard, like... That's the strategy, do you know what I mean? But... So I'll get 2 for that. Obviously, I'll stick them both in power. And I'll go 1-on-1 with T. White. So I'll try and do the strategy, which is... Super punch somebody into a corner. Oh, it took energy off me for some reason. And then try and jab him. The first knockdown, it's like... They lose so much more energy than they do the actual shots. So if you look how much a jab takes off... It doesn't really take that much, but... Like, the jab that puts him down, if you watch, so you look at his energy bar now. Keep going, keep going. Bloody hell. That one did loads more than a standard jab, so it's worth, when you've got somebody backed into a corner like that, it literally is just worth blitzing him with jabs to get their knockdown, and then going from there. Let's see if I can get another one, to be honest. Is that it? Nice. Back him up a little. Come on. There we go. Down. I mean, this ain't going to KO him. He'd be up on about 8, I would have thought. 7, yeah. I'm half tempted to have another crack at KOing him, to be honest with you. Yeah, I will do. Sod it. Stick and move. Or just move at this point. It's like a Rocky film when he's hurt his hand in it. Like he's like, I can't actually throw anything here. Look at that. solid. Solid defensive work. Oh, 10-7 though. What are we saying here? If you can see an opening, you said that last time, to be honest. That's not really that technical. You get so much energy back. Right. So let's crack him with a super punch and see what happens. Crack him with a super punch, then go flying in. Right, here we are. Bang. Caught him. Oh! Pretty concussive, that. Have a bit of tea while he sorts his head out. That's so callous. Up on 6. Can get quite a bit of energy back here. I'm going to say, I'll keep a super punch. I haven't got any. Right. Oh, didn't like that. It's so hard to consistently land to the body on this. Oh, counter. Now this is the problem, you see. Especially later on, why it's harder to kind of KO people, I suppose, on this. Is that, like, he's going to get up here, isn't he? Yeah, of course he is. If the more powerful guys you fight, you can't take the risk. I can't take the risk of letting this guy swing on me for a minute and a half, because you know what? He's probably going to knock me down. I mean, I'm pretty sound defensively, but I mean, I can't take this risk. Or can I? I might last a minute this. Just stay outside of range. Problem is oh god, I'm backed up here. Keep him at bay with that jab. Oh, I don't know. I'm getting drilled. Oh, I knew it. Like, that's what you get for trying to, like, show off and win, basically. Oh, I'm going to get up here, aren't I? Come on. You're fine. You didn't hit you that hard. Come on. God almighty, 9? That is legitimately what you get for trying to... Because that's the problem. You just can't last. Right, I ain't taking any chances in this. The next bloke's dead hard as well. I could do with some extra... See, I lost that. Keep your eye on your opponent. Really? He's pulling these out of a cracker, isn't he? Right. I just imagine what a touch it'd be if I could just KO him. I'm just going to try and jab him to death. Nothing technical. Oh. Like with Foreman, the solid fundamentals. It's your bread and butter. Right. What's he up on? 7. 8. Oh, he's up on 9. Right, I'm just going to try and jab him again, see what happens. He's nearly done here. Come on. There you go. Just before he gets the super punch off. If he gets up now, I'm legitimately just going to TKO him. I can't be playing with this guy. He's dangerous. Yeah, he's up. Sod it. Right. He won't be up for much longer. Absolutely jab his head off. Come on then, son. Oh. Oh, dropped him to the body. Yeah, get that. I'll teach you to knock me down, dickhead. It's my fault, though, for absolutely legitimately dicking around. Trying to get a friggin' KO. You get 2 points. Great boxing. It wasn't great, was it? I absolutely dicked around and then got dropped. Still, what's a man to do? Let's have a bit more power, shall we? Now, this guy is the one who's quite hard, M. Williams. Music's good on this as well. It's quite whimsical. Right, backed him up. Good start. You have to jab this guy. And you have to TKO him as well. No sense at all. Stun lock. There you go. You have to, simply because he's just on... Like, if a guy with 3 recoveries unknockoutable... Do you know what I mean? And a guy with 1 recovery is hard to knock out. A guy with 5, it's absolutely pointless trying to knock him out. So same again. Back him into a corner. Try and super punch him to get him back. Nice. That was lucky, to be honest with you, but we'll take it. Get on the inside. Come on. Here we go. Got to find the range for that jab. Oh, done. See, I've got 117. Still probably doable. It all depends on whether I can land another super punch. Because I ain't knocking him out. He'd be up on 7, he will. Or 8. Or 9. Bloody hell. Close. But not, though. Do you know what I mean? Because he's not done, is he? You might as well have got up at 1 at that point. Right. Let's try and get a super punch off. Back him up. Ah, bollocks. Didn't need that. Still doable, but harder. Oh, he's not patting now. He don't want to be hit. How much longer? I've got 30 seconds. Come on. Nice. That's him done, you see. There's no point trying to fancy Dan KO him. Because he's just got too much art. Way too much. And I'll get 2 points for that as well. You get 2 points. Great boxing. That was a good scrap, to be honest with you. I had to just get him out of there quickly. Yeah, I'll take a couple in recovery. And then, if I get... Oh, I didn't see what my cornerman said. Probably say, look out for the fact he hasn't got a neck. It's everybody's favourite, R. Bernard, or as he's more affectionately known, Bench Press Barry. Simply the fact that he's an absolute juiced up roider. Look at the size of him. Stop him getting jabbed to death. Come on. There you go. Oh, cheeky little straight in the mixer. Problem with him is he does it dead hard. It's a classic hit. Nandrolone Typhoon here. On his first 30 seconds of roided up fury. There you go. Get that. Not like that, did you? He does it hard, though. Might struggle here. Oh! Oh, no. Or Barry might have remembered that, do you know what I mean? He doesn't actually like getting hit. Classic glass cannon, as I think I said on the first one. It's so true, though. Yeah, stay down, Baz. There's more for you where that came from. There you go, get that. Oh, God. Came back with a good shot at me there. He doesn't like it, does he? Doesn't like it at all. Back to the weights room, son. Nah, he'll be up on about 7, he will. He ain't done. On the Buster Douglas one, you'll remember Bench Press Barry quit in the second round. I ain't going to be able to get him out. I haven't got enough time left. He does hit hard, though, in all fairness. But now I've got a bit more recovery. I should get a bit of it. Should get a bit of back. What's my cornerman saying? Why has he got loads of spots on his back? Doesn't matter if you lose. It'll get overturned anyway. I will eat my hat if Bench Press Barry's passing a mandatory drugs test. Size of him. Right. Second round. Barry's not seen too many of these. Oh, bloody hell, he's hit with everything here. There you go. I just jabbed him twice. Sit down. He's going to get up, though. Yeah, he's up on 6. He's not happy. Not happy at all. I haven't seen him this angry since he lost that protein shaker. Right, I'm going to super punch him. Sod it. We'll try to anyway. Oh, just about got it. Oh, put him down with it as well. Oh, Barry. Oh, he's up there. He's not happy with that. Been made to look a fool. I can't mess around with him. I can't last 2 minutes with this cat just winging digs at me. Let's try and put him down with something. Nice. Oh! Flying in with an uppercut afterwards. Done. Never seems as hard as the bloke before. Right, this next one might go a little bit. So, I might take a super punch. You see, so I've had enough said. Now give it all you've got. Cheers. So, I've had 4 fights so far. And I've got 2 points in all of them. So, there's a potential to get another 4 points. Right, oh yeah, I need to super punch him down. I'll try to, anyway. Oh, Jesus. He's hard to fight, he is, because he's full everything, obviously. Looks a bit like Ivan Drago. Like the second bloke out of it. The Foreman run does. Because the last boss on the Foreman one's like a different guy altogether. Jeez, this is hard. Comes in quite a bit. I'm going to try and take another. Oh, tits. Right, yeah, I really need to try and back him up here. Got him. That's beautiful now. It's more, as stupid as it sounds, kind of a bit more defensive, that super punch, because I really need to back him up. He's coming forward quite a lot. He is legitimately quite hard, this guy. Nice. Oh, God almighty, I was tense. Probably going to go a few rounds here, so he'll be up. Yeah, he's got full everything, so he's hard to look good against. Very hard, right? Let's see. Got him a couple of times there, that was good. Oh, I took quite a few shots there. Yeah, you see. Even with that knockdown. You're looking good out there. That it? Yeah. God, he got a lot of energy back there. Need to make good with these super punches. Round 2. I used 2, didn't I? Yeah. I really need to land one here. Try and back him up straight away. Ah, tits. I didn't need that. Land a couple of good jabs, though. Quite tense, this is. Come on. Oh, there you go. Right. He's not going to be done from this. But I don't know how many. Have I got another super punch? I might have, yeah. Sees how much energy he gets left. And how much time I've got left. Right, he's got about half a bar. Yeah, this is worth it. Sod it. Right, we're going for it. Stage 1, hit him with this. Nice. Charge in. Back him up with the jab a little bit. There we go. And that, my good friends, is galloping. Oh, no, it isn't. I thought he was done. Oh, premature celebrations. There's nothing worse, is it? That, my good friends, is galloping, by the way, is from Travel Man, the episode where Richard Ayoade goes to Denmark, goes to Copenhagen with Noel Fielding, and they play a game called Galloping, and he wins it and says, that, my friends, is galloping. And I always think that subconsciously maybe that was the reason why I say, and that, my friends, is one credit as advertised. But who knows where that came from. Come on. I need to put him down for you, unleashes that big super punch on me. Oh, there you go. Surely that's it. And that, my friends. Well, that's one credit as advertised, isn't it? All right. You're the new heavyweight champion of the world. So that's the same picture as the one that you get on Buster Douglas. And the text is pretty much the same. Congratulations. Today you showed what it takes to be a great boxer. No matter how hard your opponent fought, you held your ground and went the distance. And now you're the undisputed boxing champion of the world. So a different team, obviously, because this was a Sega team to the guys, the white team who did... It was from Acclaim who did the performance boxing. But yeah, I don't know. An interesting little curiosity that was this kind of trifecta of kind of the same game, basically. But I don't know. I love doing stuff like this, and it's nice to put a bit of extra content out there. These games are just fun, aren't they? I say that every week. I say that every week. Like, next a couple of weeks I'll be like, I say that. It's just ridiculous. But yeah. If you want to play this, if you've got a Master System and you haven't played this, or if you've got a Master System and you want to play this, get this version, because it's easily the most affordable, being the EU version. You want to copy your Buster Douglas Knockout Boxing, you're going to pay an absolute fortune for a game that's exactly the same, just with the word Buster and inverted commas above the where it says S. Davis, pretty much. But yeah, that was the week that was. What a cracking way to round this off. I've made big plans to start recording the multi-part long play, and that I'm probably going to do the bulk of the recording for that next weekend, because I've got like a free weekend. I'm not working any shows, so I've got a few weekends off, so I'm going to make a massive dent in. I've got basically the best part of 36 hours, and I wonder maybe I'll sound a bit delirious by the end of it, but I'm really wondering about how I'll be able to do it. I'll introduce on the video when I do it more about it, but this is probably like, and I know I say about when I do the 1 credit episodes and all the rest of it, I don't use save states, obviously. I'm not going to use save states for, I don't use save states for the videos, obviously. I'm not going to use save states for the long play, which is going to be Shining Force on the Mega Drive. But what I am going to do is save the game, because obviously the emulator that I use has got a battery backup kind of function. So it's kind of almost as authentic as possible, so I'll be able to go to it in and save it, and then when I come back on I'll be able to load it, and I'll kind of pick back up. I'm going to try and do it in as few sessions as possible, but the game itself is kind of like, I've seen long plays that are 15, kind of 20 hours, do you know what I mean? And I'm going to go for as few sittings as possible, but who knows? I'll keep you updated while I do it as to what happens. But yeah, I really do like the idea of it. There might be a little, won't be a lot, but there might be a little bit of kind of grinding in there. I'm going to try and do it as much as possible without endlessly repeating battles and kind of just talking over it and stuff. But there will be a certain element of it, I think. Like there'll be the odd battle here and there that I might jump out of and repeat. Do you know what I mean? Just to get a bit of a, just to get some kind of. It's generally to get spells, really. Because with your magic users, as you get higher, you get spells. We're getting ahead of ourselves, like I say. I'll make more announcements about that when it comes out near the time. So it's about that, isn't it? If you do love boxing games, 8-bit boxing games, I don't rate Rocky. I do rate Heavyweight Champ, as you can probably tell. Get involved, get a copy, and come out fighting. Take very good care of yourselves, you lovely people, and I'll see you on Wednesday for the next episode of 1 Credit Classics. Take care.